we did find that, 76% of leaders and knowledge workers said that intellectual curiosity is the only kind that's promoted in the workplace. Relational curiosity would actually help to amplify positive workplace behaviors like collaboration, communication, empathy, all of the things that were really at the root of the challenges that we saw. So let me talk about the challenges first, because they go together, right? The challenges we saw have issues that are better addressed by things other than intellectual curiosity, right? So the first kind of first theme was the pervasiveness of fear. And this was kind of one of the most disturbing and prevalent findings. We were all kind of taken aback by how destructive the fear of making mistakes is in the research. So it showed really that it's a rampant and invisible force that's really destabilizing work and working relationships. So, burnout, disengagement, quiet quitting, like all these kinds of things have been headlines since the pandemic. But really what we saw was a common cause behind all of that, which is fear. So it breeds doubt, it breeds anxiety, it breeds blame, all that kind of stuff, withdrawal, overwhelm, distrust. And the costs for that, it turns out from the research, are high both for humans and businesses. So the knowledge workers cited spending almost 6 hours a week fearing making a mistake. So that's almost a whole workday for some people, right? So that shows up in behaviors like redoing or rereading tasks that they're confident are correct, rereading communications from your colleagues or your boss. This kind of stalling behavior out of fear amounted to 14.5% of the work week. So for an organization that's 1,000 people, that's 6,000 hours or $7.5 million annually, right? So if you're a bigger organization than 1 million people, math isn't my strong suit, but it's more than that. And there's a psychological impact, right? So it's expensive for businesses, and there's a psychological impact. Employees, they procrastinate because they fear negative outcomes. That contributed to nearly 9 hours of time workers reported that they spend just trying to motivate themselves to be productive. It leads to a kind of cognitive paralysis. So employees feel frozen, they feel overwhelmed, they're unable to make decisions. And we saw that in the data as workers reported spending about 5 hours a week stuck on problems where they're not just reaching out for help, right? So it's that withdrawing in, that fear of asking for help, that fear of saying, I don't get it. Right. And just thinking about everything that's lost in those hours, like the work not completed, great ideas not developed, collaboration avoided, learning and growth not pursued. So fear, that was the fear theme that we kind of saw as the umbrella of all of that kind of data.